Good morning. So today I have Giuseppe with us who likes to think of himself as a clock builder rather than a time teller. That is because if he does cannot find an answer right away, he will come to a solution making sure that he gives you the right answers. After developing code for more than 2 years, he decided that he was more interested in finding people, talent, and processes that would help in making companies great, which is something that's so important because every day companies are hiring, but they're finding it hard to find the right talent. Let's welcome Giuseppe on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about his experience of what he's learned along the way and how we can learn from his experiences. Hi, Giuseppe, how are you doing?
Good, good, perfect here. What about you?
I am doing well. So, Giuseppe, where are you currently now? Where do you work? And what is your position within the company?
Okay, I'm present in London. I work for a company in Los Angeles, California, and yeah, for I will be back in California in January. Yeah, the
Are you,
company, the company
sorry,
name, the company name is Gradwell Laboratories. Yeah,
and how has remote working been like for you? Are you permanently looking to move to LA, or are you going for a while and then you'll be back in London?
yeah, I think it will be hybrid. Also, when I'm in LA, we work remotely most of the time. We go to the office 1 or 2 days a week. It depends, but it's very flexible. Yeah.
Okay, and do you prefer working from home? Do you prefer going in office? What is your thoughts on those?
I I honestly like this hybrid model because I like also to meet people sometimes. Not to be always secluded at home. Yeah, of course.
Okay, and what is your position within the company?
Software development manager. Yeah.
Okay, so Giuseppe, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this because so many companies these days are hiring for developers, they're hiring for tech people, but the market, everyone is finding it hard to find the right talent. So, how has your experience been looking for talent specific within that specific niche?
Yeah, it's very difficult to find the talent. Not it's not easy. Yeah, yeah. That is a good sign. That means that there is a lot of work to be done. But at the same time, the means that we need more skilled people. Yeah, of course.
That makes sense. And how do you find talent for your company? Like, what has your approach been in finding the right talent for your company? Like, how do you attract the talent away from other companies that are hiring that might have already an established brands? For example, Meta, Facebook recently gave out this news where they're thinking of hiring around 20,000 developers. So, of course, people would be like, wow, that's a big company. They might have a lot of perks. So, how do small companies compete against other companies that already have an established brand name to it?
That is difficult, but also at the same time, you can find people looking for anything. Like there is people that they like to work for small startups of 2 or 3 people because they don't like to do the same job every day, or people that they like to see that what they're doing has some kind of impact. Because if you work for Facebook, you're just a drop in the ocean. Of course, it gives you more stability. You can learn a lot, and so I can see a lot of juniors willing to go to the big ones, but also a lot of seniors going to work for smaller companies. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I like how you mentioned that you're just a drop in the ocean because I mean, I think in smaller organizations, the impact that you make is usually bigger and the ripple effect is bigger because you have a voice within that organization. You usually might know, you might be in direct contact with the CEO as opposed to being in touch with Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. So it definitely makes sense. So thank you for sharing that. So, Giuseppe, can you mention the positions that might be open within your company? For example, you are the senior, you are the engineering leader within your company. So, what kind of positions are open? What kind of stacks are you currently hiring for? And what kind of people would you want to be a part of your team?
Okay, so we're looking for principal engineers, senior engineers, like can be all levels, mid, junior also, because the company is likely growing and there is the need of people at all levels. Technology stack is mostly Python. Knowledge of AWS can be helpful. Also, data engineers we're looking for. So I can say on the spectrum of software development, all the positions that you can think.
So your company is definitely hiring, but usually a lot of companies, for example, pay attention to hard skills. But for smaller companies, the culture, the type of people that they work with is something that's very important. So what characteristics would you look for in candidates that you would want to be a part of your team?
Okay, so the company I work for is like mid-size, 5,000 people. But the development teams are like they need to grow. They need some kind of help from new developers, and so also I can say the hiring model can change, soon. Like until now, we are working with recruitment agencies mostly, but I'm also trying to start to work directly with the universities to hire juniors
Mhm.
because I believe that also juniors they can have a very big voice if they are enthusiastic on what they are doing. So
I
probably,
love that approach.
yeah,
I love that approach because I think usually when you are applying for entry level positions, they require 3 to 4 years of experience, and you're just like, I got out of college. Where do I go from here? How do I have that 3 to 4 years of experience? So it's great to see that leaders like you exist who understand that although individuals might not have a lot of experience, they might have a lot to offer, which is something that's very important these days because you have to start somewhere, right? So it's
yeah.
important to see that. So I love that. So you mentioned that you did do work with agencies and everything. So when you are partnering up with agencies, what kind of things are you looking for? What kind of skills are you looking for within that agency to make sure that they provide you with the right talent?
Haha, that's a big question. Probably the most important thing is like trust,
Hmm.
because you need to trust the agency that they are sending you the right candidates. Everyone tries to do tricks to push you in front of you people. Uh, but of course, for a company like us, it's important that they understand what kind of people we are looking for, and they send to us the right candidates. And I can say that is not bad. The problem is, like as we said before, is the lack of candidates. Especially on the senior level, it's very difficult. Yeah.
Okay. And are you looking to hire people within the specific countries? Are you looking to hire people within, for example, the US, whether it's considering you're in London, or are you open to hiring people in countries like India to offshore and reduce costs? Like, what is your approach on that?
Yeah, for the growth now is mostly inside the US. The company is based in California, and they hiring in the United States mostly. So there can
Okay.
be exceptions, but we also work with the teams in Moscow. Yeah, but
Okay.
this was established a long time ago. Yeah. So,
Okay, sounds good. Well, Giuseppe, our time is up. It was an absolute pleasure having you as a guest on our show. Thank you so much for sharing about your wonderful company, the work that you're doing, and how considerate you are as a leader. Understanding to bringing on university students is something that's so important. So it's great to see that people like you actually exist who are in it to make a difference in this world. It was an absolute pleasure, and I hope you have a safe flight to LA soon. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.